Hey, St. Andrew's Youth Ministry family, happy Monday. We survived another week last week, and we're going through another week again. I know this would have been the week leading up to spring break. And I just want you all to know before we start today's daily devotional that I love you. I miss you. Your leaders love you and miss you. If you haven't been joining us on Zoom, I highly encourage you to join us on Zoom. It's just a great time of fun and to try to get a little bit of normalcy back in life. If you haven't heard, I'll be sharing it more later this week, but we're also going to have a Netflix watch party on Friday night all together. So come hang out, follow the link, download it, and let's hang out watching a movie together Friday night and get some normalcy back in our life while we're physically distancing. And please, please keep physically distancing for the sake of health and family and everyone you care about around you. Let's kick this pandemic in the butt and let's let the normal life return as soon as possible. Um, I love sharing these devotionals with you, and one of the reasons why I love sharing these devotionals with you is because I want you in this season to go deeper with Jesus. This is a season where life is different, and it is a chance for us to take a new rhythm in our life or add a new rhythm to our life. And I want you to encounter Jesus on your own, not just through me, not just through one of your leaders, not just through your parents, but this is a great time for you to encounter Jesus on your own and make it a habit. In this season, we need Jesus more than ever. And so, one of the things I love that I pulled out of my car, because I just want to show it to you, is this is the Bible, the oldest Bible that I own. I've had this since I was a freshman in college. My dad gave me this Bible. I used to carry it everywhere with me because it is literally the size of my hand. So I could put it in my backpack, I could put it in my back pocket, I could take it to the beach, I could take it wherever I went. And students, that is what I hope in this season. Now, most of us have Bibles on our phone, but in this season, take the Bible, take the Word of God, take God's promises and reminders to you with you wherever you are, whether that's the bedroom, the bathroom, the backyard, the pool, the boat, the living room, wherever it is you go in this season of physical distance. Take the Word of God with you. Be in it daily, soak in it, read it, talk to God, and let Him fill you and talk to you constantly. So with that, there was a psalm I was reading a few days ago. I just want to share it with us because this psalm spoke to me a few days ago, and I think it'll speak to many of you. Psalm 55. If you want to follow along, it's Psalm 55. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not yourself from my plea for mercy. Attend to me and answer me. I am restless in my complaint, and I moan because of the noise of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. Because for they drop trouble upon me, and in my anger they bear a grudge against me. My heart is in anguish within me. The terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling come upon me, and horror overwhelms me. And I say, oh, that I had wings like a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. Yes, I would wander far away. I would lodge in the wilderness. Selah. I would hurry to find a shelter from the raging wind and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, divide their tongues, for I see violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around it on its walls, and iniquity and trouble are within it. Ruin is in its midst. Oppression and fraud do not depart from its marketplace. For it is not an enemy who taunts me, then I could bear it. It is not an adversary who deals insolently with me, then I could hide from him. But it is you, a man, my equal, my companion, my familiar friend. We used to take sweet counsel together. Within God's house we walked in the throng. Let death steal over them. Let them go down to Sheol alive, for evil is in their dwelling place and in their heart. But I call to God, and the Lord will save me. But I call to God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning and at noon, evening and morning and at noon. That is why I want us to be in the Word and take it with us everywhere. We need to be with God constantly in this season. But I call to God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning and at noon, I utter my complaint and moan, and He hears my voice. I utter my complaint and moan, and He hears my voice. Students, be honest with God in this season. He knows what you're thinking. He knows what you're feeling. Let God know truly how you are feeling in this season. He redeems my soul in safety from the battle that I wage. For many are arrayed against me. God will give ear and humble them. He who is enthroned from of old. Selah. Because they do not change and do not fear God. My companion stretched out his hand against his friends. He violated his covenant. His speech was smooth as butter, yet war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved, but you, O God, will cast them down into the pit of destruction. Men of blood and treachery shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in you. That's Psalm 55. And I love it because verse 16 and 17, but I call to God, and the Lord will save me. In the midst of this angry, this upset poem that was written of anguish, this is a psalm of despair. The Psalms are filled with psalms like this, where their anguish is in crying out of the heart of a season of badness, a season of darkness, a season of pain. And here the author of this Psalms pulls us into his prayer, his song, his hope, his worship, is that I call to God and the Lord will save me. Despite all this junk going on around me, I call to God and the Lord will save me. And so evening and morning and at noon, all the time, all day in this season of anguish, I utter my complaint and moan. I complain. I argue. I'm upset. I'm real with God. And you know what? He hears my voice. He hears my voice. We're a week away from what would have been spring break, guys and gals. There's things to be upset about. There's things to be angry about. We're going into week 3 of homeschooling. Go to God. Be honest to God in this season of what you are thinking and feeling. Take Jesus with you wherever you go. He knows, He's willing, He's ready, He wants to hear you, He will hear you. He's not going to be shocked by what you say or what you don't say. So I urge you, be honest with Jesus in this season. Family, I miss you. Join us this week for the journey on social media, on Zoom, on Netflix. Let's be together.